Hello and welcome to the Retreading Business YouTube channel. Today on the Retreadcast, we managed to talk to Jeff Woodall, our graphic designer. Jeff has been working for us for some time now, and during the interview, we managed to drill down into his experience working for Retreading Business, as well as some of his other passions, such as composing music. We have that interview for you in full right now. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Retreading Business and our team that works behind the scenes. These people are vital to how we run our business and are not nearly as visible to the market as myself or my father, David. So today we're going to introduce one of those people, and one of those people is Jeff Woodall. And Jeff Woodall has been working for us for a number of years and has been carrying out the layout design for Retreading Business, as well as selling most of the ads on tyre and rubber recycling. Jeff, how are you?
Hi, Richard. I'm really well, thank you. It's great to be here.
Brilliant. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on. Obviously, you've been working with us for quite a while now, and more so with my father for a long period of time. So could you tell us a little bit about how you started working together?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it has been a while. I first met David at a company called Technique Publishing, and they published the magazine Tyre Trade News. This was in the 90s. We worked together from, I think, 1993 to 1996, when David was the editor of Tyre Trade News. I was the advertising manager, responsible for advert sales and also the layout design of the magazine, etc. And I was also involved in the forerunner to Retreading Business, which was an annual review of the retreading industry called the European Retreading Review, which was published in 1996. Yeah, so we go back a long way.
Definitely, yeah. I remember my dad saying that after that original work started, that you lost contact a bit after working with Tyre Trade News. So how did you two manage to get back in touch and restart a business relationship?
Yeah, that's right. I left. I think it was around about 2008. I left Tyre Trade News, and we lost contact. And then around about 2008. We ran into each other by chance at Michelin's head office in Watford at that time. My wife worked for Michelin, and I was just there to pick her up. And out walked David as I walked in. So it was just a chance meeting, really. And we had a good old chat. And at that time, David needed someone to carry out the design and layout of Retreading Business. So he offered me the work. And I've been working with him ever since. So it's worked out really well. Yeah, when you start talking about the years gone by, you realise how long ago it was. It's crazy, It's 12 years ago now already. So time does fly.
Definitely, yeah. And I say I won't let people do the maths about the first time you met of how old I would have been, but I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it with that for that one. But going on, obviously, you don't just write. You don't just work for us and do the layout for our magazines. One of your big passions is music, and obviously you've been working in that for a while. Indeed, one of the link pieces of music for our Retreadcast is from yourself. And Green Space is composed and played by you. So could you tell our viewers a little bit about your music and your passion for that?
Yeah, sure. I also don't bore everyone too much. I've always been into music in a big way. And after a long time ago at school, scoring high marks in a school tone test, it was recommended I took up a musical instrument. So I took up the drums, which some people would find quite amusing. But I was into all kinds of music, all different kinds of instruments, and I went through guitars and keyboards, etc. And I eventually moved into writing chill out and relaxation music, which is just where my comfort zone was. So I started to sell tracks online through iTunes and produce a few amateur videos to accompany them. This is when videos were first coming out on YouTube, so they weren't great quality. And then I moved into the world of production music after a fellow composer got in touch with me online, and he wanted to work with me, which was quite flattering. And this was also around 2008, around the same time I met David, or re-met David, I should say. Since then, I've been composing and producing production music, which is essentially music for TV, media productions. I probably have over 1,600 tracks with various production libraries around the world now, so which is also mind-boggling. How I can't believe I've written that many tracks, but there you go. I've had a great deal of success with usages on TV, so I'm really chuffed with that. I've had sort of usage on BBC's Panorama, The One Show, Country File, and those sort of programs. I've been really fortunate. I was nominated for a Production Music Award in the USA in 2018 when I was involved with a track which was used as a promo for Denver Nuggets basketball team. Oh wow! Yeah, that was amazing. Really, really good. Didn't win it, but I don't care. I was nominated. That was good enough for me. Exactly. And it's fantastic because I've turned my hobby into a job, really, which I guess is everyone's dream. Definitely, yeah. I suppose even that kind of recognition you've got for some of your work, being nominated for awards, is just like a mark of quality for just the type of stuff you've produced, and that people are recognising the hard work you've put in there. Yeah. And obviously you've had quite a lot of success with that in the past. What are your latest releases and plans you've got for your music at the moment? Yeah, well, I've always got things coming out. I had a recent release which is called Deluxe Euphoria, which is one of the production library's ideas for the music, and then you sort of try and work with the style of music they're looking for. It's sort of, they call it a chilled but characterful future bass influenced electronica album. So it's more contemporary music, electronica really. And with a view to using that for high-end videos on, property and yachts and things like that. And, that's the idea of the library, what they want to use it for. But at the end of the day, the music, if people hear it, they use it for whatever production they want, really, if it suits. And I've got another release called Uplifting Ambient with another library called Reliable Source. They're really good in London. That's sort of more warm, positive electronica, as they describe it, for heartwarming moments. So it's sort of quite popular music. It's used quite a lot in various and lots of different productions. So that works well, because if it gets a lot of usage, then obviously each time it's used, I get paid for that. So, the more the merrier. So definitely. Absolutely. Well, okay, thank you for your time, Jeff, on today's Retreadcast. It's really good to hear about your passion for music, and give our viewers a little bit of insight into what you've done for us over the years, because we're very grateful for the part you've played in our business. But it's also great to just talk about people's passions as well sometimes. So thank you for your time.